Hello, my esteemed viewers. In this tutorial, we will clearly discuss about the email system, another killer application that is in vogue from time immemorial. It can be said that the email has been part and parcel of the internet since the onset of internet. It is, and it is going to be the most popular application in the time to come. It is becoming more advanced, more powerful, and more elaborate. It provides an asynchronous communication. People can send and read the messages whenever it is convenient to them. The person who wants to send the message can use his system, which is connected to internet, anytime he wants. And in the same token, the receiver who has received the message from the sender can sit before his machine, before his end system at any time he wants. They need not be synchronous as far as timing is concerned. Therefore, email system is coming to be called as an asynchronous communication system. As we have all seen, that email comes with many features: messages, attachments, hyperlinks, embedded photos, and many more. Added to this is, it is very fast, easy to distribute, and almost it happens at no cost. And this is what which is relayed in this particular slide. It is called as a system by itself. Unlike other protocols that we did study in our previous tutorials, email system, the component, the responsibility lies on shoulders on SMTP, that is Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, but it is never studied aloof. It is never explained aloof because it comes as a package. Email system is so called because it has four components: one user agent, the other one is mail servers, and this is SMTP itself. SMTP, the protocol is the third unit. By the by, the protocol is the third unit, and what comes as a last system is the mail retrieving protocol. And here is the sender, and here is the receiver. Okay, and sender uses his mail agent or user agent, and he composes the mail and he sends to his mail server. The mail server, upon looking into the mail which has been recently sent, it will put up the mail in the queue and it will arrange for its sending to the recipient's email server. Okay, we will just explain the component one after the other in a great detail. Mail user agent is a program, rather. It's a program with an excellent user interface, and it is used to send and retrieve the protocol. And in this, with the help of this user agent, we can compose the message, we can receive the message, we can store the message, we can create folders, and we can do manipulations within the mailboxes. Okay, there are several mail user agents which we can just give out as example: Microsoft Outlook, Gmail, Thunderbird, and Kmail. This is a Gmail user agent, and Outlook user agent, Thunderbird, and the Kmail. They will simply facilitate. It acts like an editor, sophisticated editor, where we can compose our mail, and if we can attach anything and everything on earth, and we can create folders. Okay, and we can move the messages to different folders at our whims and fancy. Mail server forms the core of email system. It is in the mail server the mails that is sent and received by the recipient will be stored in a separate compartments called as mail boxes. Both clients who wants to send the mail and also the recipient who will have their mailboxes located in their respective servers. And here it is very important to note, the mail client is the one who wishes to send the mail, while the mail server is the one which offers the services of sending his mail. And in total there is a system that is being written. Here there are two people with their user agent, and it is their email server, and here there is another user agent, and SMTP operates only between mail servers. It is a very important point to remember. And when we compose the message, it is sent by the user agent, in most of the cases by SMTP, and in some of the cases by user agent itself. And the message is exchanged through SMTP through mail servers. And it's very important to notice there are no intermediate mail servers. Okay, even if the mail servers are oceans apart, even if the mail servers are planets apart, poles apart. The working of SMTP, we will just look into the next item, the next important component of the system, that is the SMTP protocol by itself, which is the core of SMTP mail system. Suppose Mr. X wants to send a simple message to Mr. Y. Mr. X invokes his user agent for email, provides Mr. Y's email address, for example yy@gmail.com or yahoo.com or whatever, composes a message and instructs the user agent to send the message. Mr. X user agent sends the message to his mail server, where it is placed in a message queue in his dedicated mailbox. The client side of SMTP running on X mail server sees the message in the message queue. It opens a TCP connection to an SMTP server running on Mr. Y's mail server. It is not Bob, it is Mr. Y's. We have chosen Mr. Y's mail server. Yeah, right. After three-way initial SMTP handshaking, because SMTP writes on TCP, it has to facilitate the TCP handshaking. The SMTP client sends X message into TCP connection and establishes connection through port number 25. Here we may recall that HTTP establishes connection through port number 80, while TCP establishes connection through two ports. One is 21 for commands for control information, and 20 for actual message. And while SMTP will establish its connection with the help of TCP through port number 25. At Y's mail server, the server side of SMTP receives the message. Y's mail server then places the message in Y's mailbox. Mr. Y invokes his user agent to read the message at his convenient time. And here is a depiction of the entire email system put into action, okay, in a chronological order. He is the user who wants to send a message. He makes use of his user agent. He is Mr. X. Mr. X user agent is used, and a message is composed, and it is sent to his mail server. In his mail server, his message will be queued up in his mailbox. And upon looking at this the new message which has been put up in the mailbox of Mr. X, the client SMTP gets activated and establishes its connectionality with the destination, that is Mr. Y's mail server, that is destination mail server. And it is important once again to remember that there exists no intermediate mail servers whatsoever between the mail server of X and mail server of Y. Anyway, it will be a TCP connection is established. After three-way handshaking through port number 25, the mail is sent, and it is stored in the recipient's mailbox in the server. And when the recipient invokes his mail agent, upon looking at the list of mails that are available in his user agent, upon double clicking, a mail retrieving protocol will be put into action like POP3, that is post office protocol, and Internet Mail Access Protocol, or HTTP, will just simply retrieve the mail from the mailbox of the recipient. So it's very important to note that SMTP does not use intermediate servers even if the two servers are poles apart. So at this point of time, it's also very pertinent to bring out comparisons between SMTP and HTTP. It's worth noting some of the salient differences between SMTP and HTTP. SMTP transfers files to one mail server to the other, while HTTP transfers web application from web server to the web browser. It is a push protocol. SMTP is a push protocol because upon looking at the message that is available in the client's mailbox, the SMTP pushes this mail or this message to the servers, that is recipient server's mailbox. And it is a push protocol. HTTP is a pull protocol because upon requesting the request from the client, it pulls the information from its hard disk or whatever, and it sends, and it services to the requester or to the client. It does 7-bit ASCII code encoding of messages, while HTTP does 8-bit ASCII code encoding of the messages. Therefore, of course, the message is sent as it is without any encoding, right? SMTP attaches images, audio, video, etc., which is apart from the regular text message as separate attachments, while HTTP encapsulates images, audio, video as objects in the base web page. That we have discussed all these things in our tutorial while we discussed HTTP at length. We will have a very brief discussion on mail retrieving protocol. So the role of mail retrieving protocol lies in retrieving the protocol or drawing the mail from the recipient's email box or mail server's mailbox. There are three protocols: POP3, that is Post Office Protocol, which is a old version of the retrieving protocol. It's a very simple protocol with minimum facilities, and now the entire internet message access protocol has become most popular because it is more complex and it comes with lot of facilities. And HTTP in a local enterprise or in an education institution or in a university, HTTP is the web protocol itself is used as a retrieving protocol. POP3. A post office protocol gets invoked when the recipient sets forth to read the message he could see in the mail list. The POP3 establishes recipient's mail server connection on port number 110, of course, after authentication of the user through his username and password. POP3 maintains the state information about the user, the folders he just crisscrossed and the folder he created, and his credentials like user ID as well as username. It's a very simple protocol with limited facilities, and it was the first protocol, to say the least. It was the first protocol as a retrieving protocol. Now the entire email system relies on IMAP, that is Internet Mail Access Protocol, which is a sophisticated protocol and therefore a complex protocol too. Has many facilities when compared with POP3. Mr. Y can create mail folders and move the downloaded messages into folders, can then delete messages, move messages across the folders, and search for messages. All these facilities are not found in POP3, while all these facilities are available with IMAP. IMAP also maintains the state information about the user like POP3. Another important feature of IMAP is that it has commands that permit a user agent to obtain components of the message. And finally, it is web-based protocol. Of course, it's very important to remember web-based protocols, that is essentially HTTP, comes into force as a mail retrieving protocol only in an enterprise, only in a campus, or only in a university, and it is not universal, of course, like IMAP. More and more users today are sending and accessing their email through their web browsers in an enterprise. The web browsers itself are used as client machines. Okay. Web-based email services are also provided by giants like Google and Yahoo. With this service, the user agent is an ordinary web browser, and the user communicates with its remote mailbox via HTTP. Simply told, the mail access is done through HTTP. However, the protocol is limited to an organization or an enterprise. My respected viewers, this closes application layer and application layer protocols, and elaborate discussions were made in 4 videos, and in the next tutorial we will bring out the transportation layer and its essentials. And